Hallo, ich bin der Videospieler, wir spielen weiter Cathy Rain. Wir sind jetzt am dritten Tage schon. Haben jetzt herausgefunden, wo Charles Wade sich aufhält. Er ist im Krankenhaus in Conwell Springs. Außerdem können wir ins Nature Reserve fahren und uns die Blume mal angucken. Beziehungsweise da wächst die Blume, die auf dem Bild zu sehen ist. Also.
Alright, I'm off. Peace outie. Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
Und ab dafür. Nature Reserve, Kirche, Klinik. Ja, erstmal ins Nature Reserve. Das sieht doch glatt so aus wie die Stelle, wo das Foto gemacht wurde.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken. I'm not sure what I expected to find here. I need to clear my head.
Oh, wer bist du denn?
We've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so, Mr. Clean. Unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts.
Always the joker, aren't you, Cathy?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
You told me, remember?
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Cathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things past and events yet to happen.
Jetzt wird's
Dial
mir
down
zu
the metaphors a
abgefahren,
notch, would you,
gerade ein
Mr.
bisschen.
Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Cathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
Hä?
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
War der auch ein bisschen crazy. Ja, was mache ich jetzt hier? Also, naja. Ich wollte mir diese Seite hier mal angucken.
It's a photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it.
Okay, vielleicht sind es Hallucinations. Dann gehen wir halt zur Grandma, wenn wir schon hier sind.
Oh, hello, dear. Glad to...
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd...
Sure, hon.
Mind if we talk for a bit?
Not at all, dear.
I don't see a reason to...
Okay, bin schon fertig.
What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's quite an eerie display. What is it?
I'm trying to figure that out. I found the picture hidden in the attic.
Oh, come to think of it, the trees do look similar to the ones in Conwell Wood.
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area. I found out that the flower in the picture matches a rare local species.
Aren't you clever? Do let me know if you come across anything else.
Do you know anything about this flower, Grandma?
I can't say that I do. I remember seeing it growing in the woods, but I didn't think much of it at the time.
Ich glaube, dann sind wir fertig. Okay.
Well, gotta go, Grams.
Bye, Kathy.
Jetzt nochmal zum Nature Reserve fahren, ja. Oh, da liegt
Hello?
jetzt was.
Creepy bald guy. Guess no one's home. That wasn't here before. What's this?
Red Man.
A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
Ist das eine Zeichnung von Lilly?
Looks like a specimen of the red scythe. It's endangered. I'm not gonna take it without a really good reason.
Das ist gut. Okay, also mehr gibt's hier nicht. Also komm, gehen wir ins Krankenhaus. Oh, das ist der Bam vom von der Polizeistation.
Yep, it's full of trash. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. It's that homeless guy who helped me distract Lenny.
Hey man.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a steak through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
Alright, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. The Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
not ringing any bells.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
So, tell me about this.
What about it?
Tell me about The Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez, based on a true story.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure. I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Natural bald killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask her what?
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in '81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. It's impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She can sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam.
Du!
Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother? What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty direct.
Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac, the priest, is. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really. I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it. He's a friendly guy.
All right. I might do that.
Okay, du bist erfolgreicher.
Do you know what this is?
Bessere
Chinese
Quelle, als ich
fireworks,
gedacht
of
habe.
course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about. They used to call me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Maylin and Little Pig.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy. I don't need to Do you know anything?
It's
Do you recognize these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah. What about the other 2?
No idea. I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Okay. Wanna smoke?
Nah, I got stage 2 lung cancer. I'm keeping it under control with a fruitarian diet.
Ja, ich glaube, dann sind wir fertig.
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Alrighty,
Okay, I'm off.
bye.
Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out. No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt. A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year. I can't read it from here. She looks bored out of her mind. Pretty understandable, to be honest. Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse! Yeah?
Sei nicht so genervt.
They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
What a bitch. I need to get rid of her somehow.
Hier kümmern wir uns an. Hey, kannst du die...
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
So, how good an actor are you?
The best! The very best!
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Definitely Jacob's bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure.
Oh je.
Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of your love that I think I'm about to burst. Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Warte, falsche. Okay.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance.
Oder muss ich noch was machen? Ist da noch irgendwas? Nee.
I could, but only if I had a really good reason. Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
So,
What about
Gut,
Tell me
lese ich
about-
nochmal.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent? Suddenly, for weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a He marries his housekeeper. In the end, based on a true...
give me the...
A lighthearted comedy taking place during... The story is told from 8 different... The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic... I guess it's more of a...
Also, usual surprises,
Oh,
Mama.
never.
Not the...
Hey,
Sure.
how about...
Business.
Er hat einen epileptischen Anfall und dann kann ich noch ein bisschen unterstützen mit dem Elektroschock, dass er auch
I
überzeugend
can't
kommt.
believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's this smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing.
Nurse, he's seizing!
Oh shit!
Wie fies.
Man, I feel like a total jackass.
Oh, weiß ich nicht.
rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I... Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. What a joke.
Okay, Carlita Mendes. Das ist ja schon mal gar nicht so schlecht.
A calendar from
1991. C. Mendes. Halt. Oh, gab's da irgendwelche Hinweise? 0000.
a computer. They like... A calendar from... Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. What a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse. Employee of... No thanks. Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a... Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on...
Finde ich hier noch was raus?
No point.
Nein.
I wouldn't even know what room to go to.
Okay.
Smoking allowed. A calendar...
Oh.
Why did someone leave this at the nature? Eileen gave me this. Might contain useful... Ugh, I feel strange just looking at...
Carlita Mendes. Hier hat überhaupt kein Hinweis.
Hello, Father.
Greetings, my child. I'm glad you decided to come.
Yeah, but just so you know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Good. So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Kathy Rain, but I'm guessing you figured that out already.
I did. Rumors spread quickly around here. So how can I be of service?
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth, among other things.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh yes, I was a teenager back then, full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride, and showed me how I should follow my heart, regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. I was a substitute teacher in her high school for some time before I was ordained.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
Alright, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot, and when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had a whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is that when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
Do you know anyone who goes by the nickname Cocky?
I have no idea.
What's your opinion on Charles Wade?
No opinion. He used to be a prominent figure around here, but he doesn't appear much in town these days.
Actually, he's in the community clinic right now, getting medical treatment.
Oh, I wonder if it's serious. Perhaps I should go talk to him. Even men like Charles Wade need a priest when they're nearing the end of the line.
Do you know anything about Lily Meyer's art?
I saw a few pieces. Gorgeous work. Vibrant, surreal landscapes.
When was this?
Must have been mid-70s. The high school had open days with an art exhibition.
So, this was some time before she changed, right? You didn't see any of her later work?
No. By then she started skipping art class completely from what I heard.
Maybe she was afraid of what she might draw. I hear it was pretty twisted.
Could be, but alas, I suppose we'll never know what was true.
I'm doing my best to find out. I don't believe the story to be as clear-cut as everyone makes it out to be.
An unusual theory. How so?
People have taken a particular interest in her art. I think there's more to it.
I wouldn't read too much into it, my child. It happens to all dead artists with any talent to speak of.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area, as he'd done so many times. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared.
Ja.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here in Conwell Spring. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed. The stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's...
Well, it was in the spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983. That's when I stepped in to take leadership of the church.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes, naturally so. But I assure you the church is still very much thriving.
Looks kinda empty to me.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when it's needed the most.
I
Okay.
don't need to Father, do you know anything about this flower?
No, my child. Nothing at all.
I could, but I think I have more to gain. I'll keep it to myself for... I don't... Do you know what...
I'm afraid not, my child.
Do you recognize the man in this picture?
Only your grandfather, and that's just because I was given a similar picture for the service the other day.
I don't need to... I sincerely...
Okay, dann sind wir fertig
That's
hier
all I
mit
need for now, Father.
meinem Vater.
May the Lord shine his light on
Mit
you.
meinem Fall. Ja.
Could lead to a sacristy or a closet of... Locked. Impressive window. There's no doubt about it. Those are the smoky light. It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap.
Ja, meistens ist es Geld, was gespendet wird. Okay, da komme ich jetzt alle gerade nicht weiter. Was ist mit der Tür?
Could lead to a sacristy or a closet.
Vielleicht geht der auf. Gucken wir noch schnell.
Locked.
Okay, ich werde müde. Ich mache für heute Schluss. Ich sage bis zum nächsten Mal, euer Videospieler. Und damit sind wir am Ende dieses Videos angelangt. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, ich habe noch jede Menge mehr Videos in meinem Kanal. Schaut rein, abonniert, unterstützt mich finanziell auf Patreon, würde mich freuen. Tschüss und vielen Dank.